Lionel Messi turns 39 tomorrow, but the Argentines' party began yesterday in Texas as he became the World Cup's leading goalscorer. Messi netted a brace to take his all-time tally to 18, surpassing Miroslav Klose. But those goals alone don't tell the full story, so why did the game unfold in the way that it did? The pre-match analysis told us that Argentina would use vertical quick play to find Messi and Lautaro Martinez. Argentina are known for their great rest defence protection and counter-pressing structure, so they set up in a 4-4-2 with Messi acting as the second striker. This is important because Austria defend in a man-to-man system. Austria set up in a 4-2-3-1, which could easily adapt into a 4-4-2, 4-2-4 and 4-2-2. They prioritised wide play and attack, with wingers and fullbacks playing a prominent role. Other forwards and midfielders would tuck in to create a box that combined with the fullbacks. As well as their man-to-man approach out of possession, Austria aimed to counter-press and use rest defence as well in order to protect themselves against transitions. As the underdogs, much focus was also placed on their set pieces to try and nab a goal. So how did that actually translate onto the pitch? Let's take a look at the tactics board and find out. Okay, so this first image shows how the 4-4-2 base shape is sort of shifting into that 4-2-3-1. So here with Argentina, we've got the back four here, the two here, quite a deep midfielder here, but we have got the three again, and then the one up top in Martinez. So the reason that's important is because Messi drops. So he is supposed to be up here as part of that second striker, but instead he's dropping, and that poses a massive issue for Austria, because what's happening is that when Messi drops just down here, Danso is following. Now Danso's the other centre half, and he has also dropped because of this man-to-man approach. What that's doing is it's leaving a great big gap here to be exploited by Danso. Should be, but isn't. He's just doing his job, it's no fault of his own, but it's really clever play from Argentina because they know that Austria go man-to-man, and they know that by starting Messi up top that he's going to be able to actually drag a defender out, and really far out as well. So then we move it on one more. We've now got out wide. Messi's continued his run really well. Danso's managed to get back, but again, going man to man, nobody's picking him up because he's not where he's supposed to be. Almada here deserves to be highlighted because in the clip you can see he scans really well to see that Messi's actually coming in behind him, and then Messi can exploit all of this space in here to get his shot away. The next image is an example of the rest defence we were talking about. So rest defence is a tactical structure that prevents counter-attacks or fast breaks if they lose the ball. So basically it's a precaution in case you lose the ball when you're in possession. So instead of all bombing forward quickly, putting your eggs all in one basket, just a couple of players just stay around just in case they lose the ball so they can quickly win it back. So you delay just in case of a turnover, and as you can see here, Argentina are in possession. What happens is they quickly lose it, and it comes in to this Austrian player just here. But that's okay, because instead of these players bombing forward, getting excited that they can go, they hold off just ever so slightly, so that actually when the ball comes into him, they can press immediately. And it's really clever. And yeah, like I say, it's just a precaution, but when you do lose the ball, rest defence works really well. So as you can see here, Austria came away with the ball. Everyone was ready to start heading back, but one Argentine player pressing here, centre half coming out as well to engage, and actually what happens is the player still highlighted just here wins the ball and it gets punted upfield. And just around that as well, look how many, there's like 4 players immediately around the ball, 6 all together sort of in that zone, really compact. So Austria can't find an option anywhere, there's no pass to be found because the Argentines have just swarmed in so quickly, and that's by them being so close to what's going on. So not only does that allow them to play quick passes and get up the pitch quickly, but when they lose the ball, it allows them to swarm in as soon as possible. This is another example of Argentina's speed in transition. So they won the ball back in midfield just here, and then they go forward with pace. So immediately our striker going forward, Runs being made here and here, all ready to join the attack and create overloads in the penalty area. Lovely run being made here, and this is where we see the vertical lines being broken. So we've progressed this forward. You can see the line between the two Austria players. Okay, and a pass is played through them and into the path of the teammate so the attack can continue. It's really tough for Austria because their aim was to counter-press in order to protect themselves from transition, but because Argentina plays such fast football, it's really difficult to actually execute. And I think where Austria struggled out of possession was losing the ball out wide. Their focus was, of course, wide playing crosses. It was having those fluid rotations with the wingers playing wide, fullbacks inverting, having those overloads in the centre, having that box, and using the wide players to sort of link it all together. But what happened was Argentina were just so intense that actually when they lost the ball, you then just had your box out wide, stranded, your wide players out of position, and because they put so much faith in what's going on one side, there's not a lot going on out wide up the other end. There is a lot of space over here that can be exploited. So they were left light in really key areas at times because they'd banked so heavily on dominating the wide areas and dominating one wide area at a time just to overrun Argentina and then sort of force their way back inside to get a goal. Obviously it didn't work out that way and they were punished heavily for that. And this is the moment of the penalty. So again, you can see Danso stepped, following Messi just here. And if we progress this along by just a couple of seconds, you can see that Messi's received the ball, Danso's still being pulled out, and Messi can just play that pass out here. And then how that progresses is that the wide man plays it back inside into all this space for Martinez to go and exploit. And as we mentioned, all that space that's been afforded is as a result of the Austrians putting all their faith on going down the left flank on this occasion. But actually, their right flank is totally exposed. And the final part of this phase of play is, of course, the foul, where Martinez is just here. Again, Messi just making that late run. He's come from all the way back here. Danso just here, still not back in position. People are having to cover, and that's why that challenge has been made, because the actual centre-back has been pulled so far out of position that players have had to come back, put in a last-ditch lunging challenge, and of course we're never going to get there. Again, we're not blaming Danso for being in this position because that's the role he's been given. They've been told to mark man-to-man. It's a high-risk, high-reward system, and on the day the risk didn't pay off. Finally though, one area where Austria did threaten was from set pieces, and they were tipped to be a threat from these kind of situations. A lovely ball played over the top here to Danso, to this zone here. Danso follows it and gets a lovely header across goal, as you can see from the next image. Here we are, lovely header across goal, and unfortunately turned just wide, but the opportunities were there. Fine margins at this level on the day. Austria just didn't take their chances. There weren't many, but the ones that did arrive were from either free kicks or corners, and the headers just weren't turned goalwards. But a clear indication of where they can be a threat against teams that are superior to them. They just, in my opinion, got it wrong in terms of going for that man-to-man structure out of possession against a team who are just so quick with the ball. And at the end of the day, I don't think anyone was expecting any less from Leo Messi. He was once again absolutely superb.